Legends game. One last dance. The GOATs, PSG, the Riyadh All-Stars, and two legends of the game, maybe their final meeting head-to-head. It is Paris Saint-Germain in their annual quest in Qatar, taking on Cristiano Ronaldo and some of his fellow stars from Saudi Arabia at the King Fahd International Stadium next.
I'm a unique player. This contract is unique because I'm a unique player as well. So for me, it's normal.
Great.
Kylian Mbappe, the match winner, and Paris.
Well, there they are, Messi and Ronaldo, as they have been, it seems, for nearly an eternity. Phil Shane alongside Thomas Rongen, and over the years we've had the chance to see both of these players at their best. And it might be time to hang up the cleats in the near future, but those cleats can still do some damage.
That's right, Phil. Never say never, but there's no guarantee that these two brilliant superstars would be in their last dance. The two adversaries over almost 2 decades. Messi and Ronaldo, who by the way won every Ballon d'Or from 2008 to 17 till Luka Modric broke the hegemony. And it's been absolutely a pleasure to call this game worldwide, Phil Shane. Two rivals, two GOATs going at each other.
And again, this was a bit of a showdown that was supposed to happen a year ago, but still in the grips of the pandemic. I guess something good coming out of that delay, because much more interest, maybe one of the most anticipated matches of the year in all of football. Sure, it is still an exhibition, but what an exhibition we expect today, Thomas.
Yeah, we certainly do, Phil. We're going back to 2008, the first meeting between Messi and Ronaldo, which was April 23rd. Messi versus Ronaldo, Barcelona versus Man United in the Champions League. And fast forward, here we are, Phil Shane. 36 games these guys have played against each other, and they're going toe-to-toe again.
And when you take a look at it, I think there are a number of reasons why this might be the most legendary challenge atop the best mountain. Part of it, the teams that they joined towards the outset of their career already having a rather hot history, plus those teams loaded as perhaps the best teams in the world even without them. And then you put arguably the best players who have ever played the game into the mix, and oh, what a history it has been. Take a look, 36 matches between them. Lionel Messi, the edge in wins and assists, goals a lot closer. But again, you take a look at the memories between these two from Real Madrid and Barcelona, even going to their national teams, Argentina and Portugal.
Absolutely, Phil. This has been the best, in my opinion, rivalry in all sports over almost the last 2 decades. Yes, you could talk about Birds versus, Magic, but this is the one that captivated the world, the two big brands, the two GOATs, and again, going at each other. And yes, maybe a friendly, but you know what? The all-star team of Saudi has some internationals as well that beat Argentina, by the way, 2-1 in the World Cup. And we all know, obviously, what PSG with the big boys, Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, are trying to do today.
Loosening up, Lionel Messi, of course, making the jump to Paris a few years back, doing well enough to the fact that after his World Cup heroics, an extension expected. Cristiano Ronaldo, a little bit of a bumpier ride over the last year, including with Portugal, and now moving on to Saudi Arabia. Some saying it is the end of a legend, others comparing it to another legend you used to play alongside, Pelé, and what he did to soccer in North America. They think Cristiano could do to soccer in the Middle East.
Yeah, he certainly could, Phil, and potentially you're looking at a World Cup that might be played there or other big games, and he'll be a great ambassador for this nation, for his club as well.
Beautiful surroundings here at the King Fahd Stadium. Temperature in the mid-50s, just a little bit of a breeze. Gorgeous surroundings. And the fans expected to fill in as this progresses towards kickoff, towards the top of the hour. Over 65,000 fans expected, and you know what? If there are an empty seat or two, that guy that spent $2.5 million for one ticket might be just a little perturbed. But that gives you an idea of how much anticipation there is for this match. The question that you see at the bottom of the screen is probably one of those where very few people would sit on the fence. You could say there is a huge argument. One has been described as the best footballer that can be built, and the other one described with a touch from the heavens, something that is impossible to build, but both of them among the best, if not at the top of the mountain. We were joyed and blessed to get the chance to experience this.
No doubt, Phil, and if you look at only the Ballon d'Or between those two, 12 times, the Cristiano Ronaldo effect obviously on Instagram, the brand himself more than anybody else. Messi as well, as of late, becoming more vocal and more of a social media guy, in particular after winning it. There are those guys, a tremendous amount of respect. And so many classic Messi versus Ronaldo battles over the years, Phil. Where do you start? August 2011 maybe, Barca beating Real 3-2 in the Supercopa. Messi scoring twice and Ronaldo scoring as well. Most visited player profile here, see it, Ronaldo, Messi, Haaland and Mbappe right underneath that 3 and 4. Could that be the future? But let's look at the past and look at the now. Messi with finally the World Cup with some of his teammates, Di Maria, DePaul. What a brilliant World Cup it was. More so for Argentina and Messi than Portugal and Ronaldo, but Ronaldo winning the Euros as well with his country. So yes, Phil, they've done it for both club and country, which is pretty staggering, pretty amazing.
And again, people have said it was the end several times for both of these, only for them to bounce back and shine. So this might not be the last dance, but we've got a ticket and you're invited. Stay with us, the Express continues. Cristiano Ronaldo loosening up. Still not able to suit up for his new club because of a suspension in his final match at United, but that is expected, and on the day a chance to stretch the legs a bit here. There you take a look at the poll as to who our viewers think might be the GOAT. And you used to play with a couple that we've talked about that are in this equation, the legendary Pelé, but also you take a look at a Johan Cruyff who never lifted the World Cup. Lionel Messi now has a Copa America and a World Cup, trophies that eluded him, and maybe the final piece of the puzzle.
This 72-28. People around the world are picking Messi as the GOAT of our generation.
Well, let's flip the coin a little bit, because with Messi especially coming off of a World Cup victory, but what did Cristiano Ronaldo bring to the equation? Why is it a legitimate argument to put him on top of that mountain?
First and foremost, I mean, that applies to both, but more so I think to Cristiano is his incredible strong mindset. The man that was born in Madeira in 1985, a mentality which has seen him rise to stardom and kept him on top of the game for almost 2 decades. And then you look at Messi, and as often discussed, he was built small, but his dribbling technique in possession is an incredible strength, obviously. We all know about his inability, or the ability of Barcelona to say, you know what, we're going to bring you and use growth hormones in your youth to get you stronger and better. The autonomy of finishing for Messi, the nutmegs, the space creation, the passing vision, the cross-field passes, the agility. But then Ronaldo's talked about mate for the modern game. Ronaldo's speed, his free kicks obviously are unbelievable. And then the aerial battles, I gotta give to Ronaldo as well. I would enjoy both, but I would Pele in that equation as well, Phil, as the top three. You pick 1, 2, and 3. I say Pele, Messi, and Ronaldo.
And what about Maradona? We've talked about Cruyff. What about Best? I mean, there's certain players that never had the chance. These two did, and they shined in the process. These two, presumably the heirs apparent, and it's hard to argue by their individual performance. Now, Haaland, of course, may be limited in his international career. France, arguably the best, even though Argentina topped them.
Yeah, no doubt, Phil. And I'm telling you, look at the ages, 24 and 22. That's 10, 11, 12, 13 years younger than Ronaldo and Messi. Can they maintain on this level for the next 14 years, winning Ballon d'Ors, winning obviously big championships, be it the Champions League, the Euros, or the World Cup? We might see Haaland actually in the World Cup since they go to 48 teams. But these are the two guys that everybody is looking at, and one guy that happens to play with Messi today for PSG. But yes, these could be the heir apparent. They are right now. But you know what? If I'm still alive 10 years from now, I would love to compare these two. Injuries, Phil, you know that. Club performances all will dictate how good these guys are going to be when it's all said and done.
Interestingly, they are in some ways mirror images, both relying on speed and quickness, maybe a bit more guile on the Mbappe side, a little more physical brutality on Haaland, where with Messi and Ronaldo, there was such a difference between the two. As you pointed out, maybe the heart and the footballing intelligence was shared, but they each brought something of their own to the game.
No doubt about that, Phil. And if I had to build a team around a player, let's go back to Messi and Ronaldo. I'll probably pick Messi because of his versatility, and Mbappe because of that as well. They can play different positions, a false nine, a winger, underneath as Messi does right now, as Mbappe sometimes does with the French national team in Giroud. So, again, if I was the coach, Mbappe would be my guy. 20 years ago, it would have been Messi to build a team around.
Well, there's still room for both. Maybe not for Haaland and Mbappe, but again, just a sign that this beautiful game continues to recreate itself. And some of that best talent coming from South America, a bit of that on display on both of these teams here today. And who will the next generation be? Well, the South American Championships exclusively on beIN Sports for the next 3 seasons. And coming up next month, the first round of the Libertadores 2023. The end of the month, it will be the Recopa between the two defending champions, and the Sudamericana also on the horizon. It is absolutely brilliant, and today promises to be as well. PSG, the Riyadh All-Stars. Now, some describing this almost as a Harlem Globetrotters type of game, but considering the history between these two and the fact that it might be the final time they're on the field together, and the supporting cast obviously wants to live up to that equation. And on the Riyadh side, I mean, heck, there's a lot of clubs around the world that will be watching today, so why not put out a good performance? This is not your average friendly.
No, it certainly is not, Phil, for the reasons that you just mentioned, and potentially the last dance as well. And both teams stacked. One team that lost their last competitive game, PSG versus Stade Rennais, and Gauthier said this is not a friendly. We need to get back to where we were before the World Cup. And I'm telling you, Gallardo says, you know what? My team has some stars as well.
That'll do it for the Express. The game is next. Luis Campos, Christophe Galtier passing on their best to one of the best of all time. Heading back towards the dressing room just prior to the start of this one. Lionel Messi continues his loosen up for what should be a super match. PSG and the Riyadh All-Stars, one last dance.
I'm a unique player. This contract is unique because I'm a unique player as well. So for me, it's normal.
Great.
Kylian Mbappe, the match winner, and Paris
Fans of both teams here in full voice. 68,000 expected to attend. There's still a few seats left. So if you've got 2 or 3 million sitting in your pocket, maybe you could join them. If not, feel free to join us for the next couple of hours. It should be one to remember. It has definitely been a storied history between these two, and there's still a few chapters left. Phil Shane alongside Thomas Rongen. It is Lionel Messi on his new team. Cristiano Ronaldo in his new digs, the King Fahd Stadium, and it is ready for a memorable night. Thomas, it is a match in many ways designed to celebrate the history of two players.
And that's the way it should be, Phil. Let's celebrate both icons, almost for 2 decades on top of their game. Won the Ballon d'Or between 2008 and 17, which is 8 straight, Phil, which is pretty remarkable, till Luka Modric obviously broke that record. They tangled 36 times for club and country. They started their first meeting in 2008, and this could be the last dance in 2023. Let's enjoy these two GOATs.
Well, this is a Riyadh All-Star team. In case you're wondering, both the two powerhouses in the Saudi League, they are 1-2 this season, separated by a single point. 9-time champions Al Nassr in front, 14-time champions Al Hilal in second. They have pulled some of the best from both of these teams to join the new kid on the block, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Pretty amazing, Phil, and this all-star team has quite a few internationals, in particular from Saudi Arabia, that beat, by the way, Argentina, Messi in the World Cup. So sprinkled in with some Brazilian greats as well. Gustavo, Talisca, you got Carrillo from Peru as well. Marenga for Mali, surrounding Ronaldo. This should be one hell of a game. And the trident, by the way, Neymar, Mbappe, and obviously Messi starting for PSG. So Galtier rolling out a pretty strong team.
David Ospina starting in net for the Riyadh side. So Colombian international Conan, Gonzalez, Cuellar. Oh, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo on that front line. Take a look at the haul on the club level between these two. Take a look at that Ballon d'Or, now leaning in favor of Messi. Cristiano Ronaldo getting off to a little bit of an earlier start. Messi blessed by a once-in-a-lifetime Barcelona, and now playing on a collection of superstars at PSG. Might be adding to that haul before too long.
Pretty staggering, those numbers, and it's not just those numbers, Phil. Again, it's just the incredible ability of both players, different in their ways. Messi, often under-discussed aspect of his dribbling technique is his strength when in possession. His finishing, obviously, the brilliant nutmegs that we see every week, the space creation, which means intelligence, passing, his vision, and under crossfield passes. Messi to Alba, always there. Ronaldo's pace, strength, and speed. The ability for Ronaldo to beat you on free kicks as well. And both have just an incredible mindset that have kept them on top of these games. And look at all these fans. By the way, 2 million tickets, over 2 million tickets request online. And as you said, Phil, somebody paid 2.5 million to be there today to watch those two iconic stars surrounded by some other brilliant and great players.
And again, the best of the two best teams in the Saudi Arabian League right now. Well, it is the old standard. And in fact, I think there's probably a few PSG fans that are going, hey, why didn't you start this team against Stade Rennais? Carlos Soler had to watch on the sideline with the young teenager Warren Zaire-Emery. Nothing against the 16-year-old, but in arguably one of the most difficult matches of the season, PSG has now lost 2 of their last 3. So they actually come in a little bit hungry, and they actually do have a cup match coming up on Monday. They've pushed it back a day to give them a chance to recover from this friendly, but even against a 6th-tier squad, you got to find a way to put some players out there. So PSG may be benefiting from the draw, but it is getting to that busy point of the season with Bayern Munich looming. Now, that is, I think, also, we talked about it in the pre-match, why this might be the greatest rivalry of all time in the world of soccer. And part of that is the fact that they were both participating, especially during their prime, on teams that were the best in the world.
No doubt, Phil, and we go to Spain in particular. Barcelona versus Real Madrid, Messi versus Ronaldo. So many years, so many great games that they have encountered. So and as you can see right now, who's the GOAT in our generation? A lot of people online are saying it's Messi 70-30. There's quite a few people who would like to see that the other way around. I would want to just enjoy both. But you said, Phil, this goes back to Barca versus Real. I remember 2011, the Super Copa, the 3-2, where Messi scored twice and Ronaldo tied once. Or the 2-2 draw in 2012. You remember that one? The incredible free kick by Messi. And both players scored twice in that 2-2 draw. Fast forward to 2014, the 4-3 win for Barca away at Real in a Clásico for the ages, with Messi scoring a hat-trick and Ronaldo scoring the brace. And we just keep going on and on and on. There's Marquinhos, who will lead this team again as the captain today. And as you said, Galtier wants to see that spark that PSG had prior to the World Cup. And also a nice little twist, Marcelo Gallardo, the River Plate coach, leading the All-Stars, the Saudi All-Stars as well. As Ronaldo just saying hi to everybody. Renato Sanchez, Ramos and Ronaldo, 2 teammates in Real Madrid. Keylor Navas starting today in goal, Phil. Marquinhos and Ronaldo. Great respect, not just between the 2 GOATs, Messi and Ronaldo, but everybody on this pitch today. And again, Ronaldo's first game after suspension, so a heightened awareness of where he's at. Physically, emotionally. Gives you this real idea what happens sometimes in the tunnel. Messi also talking to some of the opponents. Some of them he's seen in the World Cup when Saudi beat Argentina actually 2-1. Captains Ronaldo and Marquinhos leading out their teams with the referees Phil Shane. Brilliant moments prior to a match. Heart rate is up. butterfly in their stomachs, regardless if this is friendly or not. Reputations at stake, in particular for the two goats.
What a show. Cristiano Ronaldo has never been one to shy away from the spotlight. Although, to be honest, the spotlight has always found a way to find these two men. And there, modern technology and the beautiful game.
Just as we are taking this in, Phil, the dignitaries are there. Obviously a huge moment for Saudi Arabia to host a match of this magnitude with the two GOATs, Messi and Ronaldo. Hakimi played so well for the Moroccan national team. That was the surprise in the World Cup, and a brilliant surprise it was. Mbappe again leading his team almost back in that final against Argentina. Keylor Navas and the captain Marquinhos. And it was bittersweet for the Brazilians, Phil. Penalty loss, obviously. Do I wish I was one of those little kids right there.
Players
number 7, Phil.
On the field. And already looks like a bit of a change. It's Mohamed Alouais, the Saudi national team goalkeeper, not Ospina. Good look at Luis Gustavo, also in the starting lineup.
This will be the 37th time, Phil, that Messi and Ronaldo will tangle for club and country. As I said earlier, First Messi-Ronaldo meeting came in April 23rd, 2008, when Ronaldo played for Man United and Messi for Barcelona. Messi leads the head-to-head with 16 wins to Ronaldo's 11, 9 draws, 22 goals for Messi, 21 for Ronaldo. The big difference in the end is the assist account, Phil. 11 for Messi. What an atmosphere. And that's a strong lineup, obviously, centrally with Ramos and Marquinhos, Bernat, Hakimi back in the 11th, Phil. Fabian, Sanchez and Soler in midfield, and a trident of Neymar, Mbappe, Messi on top there, the two captains.
It is a Qatari crew, which, if you've been paying attention to world politics, is a bit of a Camp David peace moment in itself. And here is the way that the Riyadh 11 will come in. It is Mohamed Alouais, the national team goalkeeper. Luis Gustavo getting the start as well. Andre Carrillo, the Peruvian international, former MLSer.
Yeah.
And Talisca also, so a very powerful front line.
Talisca, brilliant Brazilian. Young, the South Korean in the back centrally. Alouais, who started for Saudi Arabian goal as well. Phil, you're right. Pereira.
Just a few moments from the start of this one. Well, with the GOATs on display, the legends writing one last chapter and one last dance, perhaps, between these two all-time greats. Phil Shane and Thomas Rongen with you as we watch a black-clad PSG taking on the light-colored jersey of the Riyadh All-Stars and Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo and Messi, maybe the final time. Take a look at the starting lineups here. It is Keylor Navas in goal for PSG. Only his second game. In fact, he's playing today. Might make you wonder whether he'll play in the next cup match as well. Hakimi and Bernat on the flanks. Marquinhos and Ramos in the middle. Fabian Ruiz, Renato Sanchez, and Carlos Soler in support of maybe the best trident on the planet, but a trident that has not drawn blood in recent games. Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Meanwhile, fantastic foursome on the front for Riyadh. When they do get the ball, it'll be Talisca at the point, Pereira and Carrillo, and Ronaldo just behind. Mohamed Kano, Luis Gustavo anchoring the midfield. Al-Khanam, Abdul Hamid on the flanks, Al-Boulaye and Hyun Soo-jang in front of Mohamed Alouais. Ball inside, Ramos takes care of business. And out wide for Mbappe, tries the little heel flick to keep it in, but unable to do so. Now, the fact that this is an exhibition is one thing, but for PSG, you might say they might take it easy in the middle of a club season, but they're also used to each other. This is arguably the best 11 they could put out there. Argument bar Donnarumma, who has been nearly perfect this season from a record perspective. But these all-stars for Riyadh have something to prove here today, Thomas.
They certainly do, Phil. Mbappe again, loving to float out.
Through into the middle and tucking it home on his first shot of the match. It's Lionel Messi. Well, that's the way this game is supposed to go.
And that trident, Phil, although it was simplicity by Mbappe out wide, stretching that back four, touching the ball, allowing Neymar to get involved, and a Messi, this time finds depth in this game. Neymar with a brilliant pass. The trident off and running. There you see Mbappe stretching that back four. Neymar gets close to Messi, just a recognition of space and the timing of Neymar's ball and the finish of Messi, exquisite. A little bend away from the goalkeeper and center back by Neymar. Absolutely brilliant. And what a start for PSG and just what Dolce ordered. All smiles. It all starts with the simplicity of Mbappe stretching the back four, being out wide at the touchline. Neymar then with space underneath and depth behind that back four, but Messi exploits.
Luis Gustavo swinging it wide on this near side. Abdul Hamid up the line. Back it goes. Riyadh's all-stars under pressure. Ashraf Hakimi, the Moroccan star from their World Cup tour, maybe something to prove. Back to Lionel Messi in a bit of a roar. 68,000 expected at the King Fahd today. And that 68,000th ticket cost about $2.5 million. Soler trying to sweep it in. The flag stayed down. Nice by Neymar and Mbappe looking for Messi, but the brakes were on. Nice by Hakimi pinching in to steal it away. Trying to force it through. Stolen back by Sultan Al Khanam. Chance here for Ronaldo, pushing it wide, sweeping it back inside, but cleared away. By the way, it looks like one late addition. Couldn't tell if it's Cano that's out, but it looks like Pity Martinez getting the start against his fellow Argentine.
Yeah, Pity Martinez sold by Atlanta United last year.
Messi trying to dribble away from Luis Gustavo. Many have tried, many have failed. Now through into the middle, Ronaldo, and a sprawling save by his former Madrid teammate Keylor Navas denies the equalizer.
Nice interchange there in midfield, Phil, and that's Ronaldo as of old, being able to get on the end of a ball, getting away from Ramos. In the end, an easy save for Navas.
Chance won back. The blast from Luis Gustavo sails well high. Not far removed from his Brazilian days.
And again, this team coached by Marcelo Gallardo. You get 11 players from Al Hilal and 11 from Al Nassr. So these guys know how to play with each other, Phil. If you look at the 3 or 4 starters of the Saudi national team that just came back from a World Cup as well, and you sprinkle in Pity Martinez, Garillo for Peru, Talisco, surrounding Ronaldo, there's a lot of firepower going forward as well.
Into the center circle. One there. Ball sails over Ronaldo. Marquinhos nods it down. Fabian Ruiz. Now a chance for Messi up the middle. Wide for Soler. Overlap is on. Inside, cleared away, and then a little touch just from safety.
And the big changes for Christopher Galtier has been in midfield, Phil. Marquinhos and Ramos started obviously the last game, but Fabian, Sanchez and Soler with Messi and Neymar controlling the midfield for PSG, to be expected.
Looks like another change. Abdullah Al-Khavari slotting into the midfield, the Al Nassr man. 12 caps for Saudi Arabia. Someone's got to play some defense. That was your role in these All-Star games, wasn't it?
Yeah. No,
9 guys forward. Okay, Thomas, you and Jan, you're in charge of everything else.
And that's where Gustavo, the Brazilian, comes in. Phil, hybrid 6 and 8.
Switched over to Hakimi. Trying to settle Mbappe, dummy through Soler. Not a bad idea. Blocked away by Boulaye.
Now Boulaye and young, the South Korean. That's a good partnership, Phil, although they get caught in that first goal. Solid athleticism, intelligence there. Pity Martinez, Gustavo right there, playing the ball forward.
Long ball for Ronaldo, flicked on by another one of his former teammates, his former captain, Sergio Ramos.
And why not? If we talk about aerial battles, you talk about differences between Messi and Ronaldo, it's probably in the air. Ramos just gets a piece of that.
Into the middle, takedown, no whistle. Mbappe getting up slowly. Back out wide. Ronaldo had pulled up at the top of the 18, but the pass went awry. Harassed by Abdul Hamid. One goal already on the board. Lionel Messi on the end of a beautiful build-up. Well off his line, Alois. Ronaldo wearing the armband in his first match here in Saudi, looking for a handball against Ruiz. And a smile from Pity.
We've talked about nutmegs, Phil, in particular when Lionel Messi's on the pitch, but that's just a brilliant nutmeg by CR7 to maintain possession and eventually get the free kick. Pity Martinez left-footed. Cultivated ball, Gustavo in the 18-yard box with Messi. The height difference, also the respect.
Ball sails, trying to give chase. Kun. Ramos over, the two center backs dueling. Korean comes away with it with a nice little flick. Into the middle, Pity. Luis Gustavo keeps it alive. Ronaldo, the shot from the Brazilian, diving save, Navas, who has actually had the most to do of these two goalkeepers here in the early going.
Yeah, the center back Young keeps that alive, Phil, and then gets Gustavo involved. Quick give and go. Brilliant strike by Pity Martinez in the end. And the All-Stars from Saudi Arabia finally finding a rhythm with the ball, so important.
Making the run wide open on this near side if they want to find him. A little tangle. Ronaldo brought down, no foul.
Ramos steps in again, Phil. The way I'm sure he used to do in practice against Ronaldo.
Into the top for Mbappe and Mohamed Alois coming out. but offside on that pass.
Yeah, you see Ronaldo starting, as you can see right now, Phil, high as a number 9 with his 7 jersey, but then the ability for him to float out wide and try to find isolations 1v1. Ramos didn't buy that one. That was that strike from distance from Gustavo.
Heel flick by Hyun. Al-Khanam. Martinez trying to cut inside and brought down.
Yeah, it took a goal, Phil, to really get the Saudi All-Stars to respond, and right now the pace is higher. The commitment of the tackle of Bernat right there shows you how important this game is for PSG to get back to France and see if they can find their pre-World Cup form. Again, Ronaldo in the pockets, Phil, so important.
Luis Gustavo. Curling play through, trying to sprint. Saud Abdul Hamid pulled down after a nice little build.
Sanchez, Phil, professional foul. He'll do that in regular games as well, because Cano is gone. And this allows the Saudi All-Star team to get their numbers forward. Ronaldo, through his eye contact, looking at certain players who can maybe set a block and some pace, and he feels it right now. He's making eye contact with Pity Martinez. He said, just get it in the box.
Ball whipped in by the former MLSer, bounding through, and it carries for the goal kick.
A high line by PSG, Phil. It means a good ball in and the correct run. Obviously in an onside position, there's some danger between 6 and 12 yards. If Navas does not come from his line, although he normally anticipates these balls very well. The methodical build-up with Marquinhos, Messi dropping deep. Classic vintage Hakimi right here.
Out wide for Hakimi, sneaks it to the back post, pops on Neymar, tries to sneak it through. The save by Alois, slapping it around the charging Carlos Soler. One back in the midfield. Neymar laid back Soler. Neymar poked away Abdul Hamid. And now the free kick coming for Riyadh's way. Quickly back into play. And Ronaldo on the ball.
Early on already, Phil, we did PSG's last game, but the inclusion of Hakimi off the start and Mbappe makes this team so much better. If you let Verratti do that sooner or later, PSG again, a team, so many stars. Messi obviously the breakout one.
Into the area.
And if you look at the center-back pairing, Phil, that is not only good in a lot of phases and aspects of the game. Marquinhos and Ramos are superb in the air. There's Hakimi again. When first time ball in, Neymar tries to sneak that one far post. What a good execution. That's 3 passes. Neymar 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Hakimi on his bike.
Fabian spanking it to this near side in the empty space.
Now you see that chemistry more and more, Phil, with Messi dropping there, Hakimi overlapping at times. If not Soler and Fabian and Mbappe now centrally, they can give you so many different looks. That makes PSG so special.
Switch to the far flank. Juan Bernat with one of his first touches. Martinez pinches in to pip it away. The back heel to Al-Khanam, but off target and kept alive by Neymar. Mbappe Running into a double team. Pirouettes around and tries it another way. Lifted through across the middle and past the flashing boot of Neymar.
This is the ability again of Mbappe to come almost to a complete stop, Phil, drawing people in, playing it, and then going without the ball. And his 3 or 4 yards, his first 3 or 4 yards, almost impossible to stop. And now the ability for him to either go to goal or try to find Neymar, which he did here with a heavy touch, far post.
Renato Sanchez getting a rare start here today. Soler, Fabian, and Sanchez, the players brought in to fill those roles, although they've had to bide their time.
Yeah, Vitinha and Verratti normally the starters when they're healthy, Phil.
Nice control. It's Cristiano directing traffic. Laid back in for Ronaldo. Pops up off the clearance by Hakimi. And back to Navas. A Madrid bounce that way.
Good composure there, Phil, in that zone 14 where it's most congested. The ability with 1 and 2 touch to manipulate the ball and then still able to maintain possession. Pretty good spell there. Ronaldo heavily involved.
Some space on this near side. Nice step in by Hyun. Luis Gustavo. Wide for Martinez. Switch near side for Saud Abdul Hamid.
So for Messi, a goal.
Talisca. Overlap. Abdul Hamid. Talisca. Sanchez with a little clip from behind, but offside. Fans wanted a penalty, but the flag comes up.
And Ronaldo with the nutmeg. And the no-look back heel as well, Phil. Both stars, both goats. Showing early. Some real class. There's the no-look back heel. Gustavo.
Mbappe, Soler pushing on that front line. Neymar making the run, but the diving header by Abdul Hamid to clear it away.
Yeah, no real answers yet for that trident.
One right back, chance for Mbappe, but it gets away from Messi.
Messi realizes, that he made the wrong decision. Somebody's running hard over his right shoulder, which might have been Fabian. Chooses to chip towards Mbappe, just gets away from him. But again, when Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi are feeling it, there's not too many teams in the world that can stop that trident. Semi-high pressure by PSG. That's where Dolce would like to find a better balance. High press versus medium or low pressure, dropping numbers quicker behind the ball, which doesn't always happen.
Strong run up the middle. Ramos does enough to shepherd it back.
Yeah, Marega is trying to stretch the back four. It's nice when Ronaldo drops. He can provide the vertical runs.
Through ball, Ronaldo kicks off of his defender and rolls right back to Keylor Navas.
Ronaldo would love to get that one back, Phil. If he takes a better touch, uses his body, he's in 1v1.
Poked away as Messi defending Luis Gustavo.
That's so important for Dolce to have one, preferably two of the three, taking on some defensive responsibilities between Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi.
Mbappe drawing Hyun out of the middle. Neymar. They're not on the overlap. Martinez some defense, but Mbappe disappears. Bernat, 2 in the box, 3 more lurking. Give and go, Bernat, and a nice kick by Alois, who denies the chance. Sanchez right back in the mix, though, trying to dance through was Hakimi, and now with him pushed up almost to Marega in full flight, but another good stop.
And great starting position, very quick. Phil, he's on his toes right now, the Saudi international, and that makes himself big. And this one comes off his legs and then allows them to maintain possession and play the ball in the back. But some good goalkeeping there that we've seen throughout this World Cup from the #1 Saudi goalkeeper.
Al-Khavari, part of that Saudi World Cup team. Out wide, Abdul Hamid again. 1-0 on the goal in the 3rd minute by Lionel Messi here at the King Fahd.
And Abdul Hamid scored the winner against Argentina, Phil, in the World Cup as well. Veteran fullback, always great in the overlap going forward.
Chance through, flag down, Mbappe bursting around the keeper to slot it home. There is VAR, but the flag comes up late anyway. Was it offside?
Again, the brilliant first touch of Messi allows him to buy space, and from our vantage point, Phil, that's 100% offside as well. And Mbappe, I think, needs to realize that it was a bit of a heavy first touch by Messi to hold his run. There's so much space that with his speed, there's no need for him to go early. Hold your run and let Messi guide you instead of the run dictating the pass. Hamid normally plays on that right side, Phil, but they've put him there in particular to deal with Messi.
Battling through Hakimi, and he gets it out of danger.
Second back heel by Ronaldo. Completing the nutmeg, PSG off to the races.
Wide of the target.
Like we talk about favorite areas for Leo, it's that zone 14, centrally or slanted to the left. He scored so many goals. He can bend it. He can keep it on the ground. He can go near and far post. There's the back heel again from Ronaldo.
Neymar to swing this one in towards Alois's net. Out comes the Saudi international with a two-fisted punch.
Got his second phase attack really in favor of PSG, winning most second balls, Phil, maintaining a continuation of possession, which is so important for this team, especially when they have a lot of numbers in forward positions. And that really kills the transition of their opponent. Sanchez saying right now we want to start for this team. Not a lot of time for those three as of late. Not Sanchez coming back from an injury though, as I said again, Coutinho and Verratti, normally the central duo for this PSG team.
Away, Mbappe, Messi in the mix. Nice pressure by the Al Nassr midfielder Al-Khavari. alive by Neymar. Now it's Luis Gustavo, his former teammate. Wide for Pity Martinez. When he made the jump, there were many that were wondering why he would go to Al Nassr. Seems to have worked out pretty well for him. Now a teammate with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes. And also for Atlanta United to unload somebody that we're particularly happy for. Decent transfer fee, still in the top 5 or 6 in MLS. But that's changing rapidly as well.
Of course, Marcelo Gallardo quite familiar with him back in their River Plate days.
Yep.
Trying to hold off Marega. Turns, rifled shot. He got it around Ramos, but he couldn't get it past Navas.
At a Mali international, Phil, that's one of his strengths as well. And again, with Ronaldo drops, he can now get beyond people and can make life miserable for Marquinhos Ramos. Navas with a good save.
Neymar didn't hear the footsteps, but hits the accelerator, runs into El Boulaye in the process. The Saudi defender trying to force it forward, unable to do so. Marega talked about Mali international, but born in France, in fact, on the outskirts of Paris, so you know he's viewing this as a special match as well. Back for Sanchez. A little clip from Abdul El Khaibari, drawing the referee's attention. Mentioned it is a Qatari refereeing crew. Abdul Rahman Al Yassim, the man with the whistle. Al Mahdi and Saud running the lines. And it's Mohammed Al Mahdi, the VAR official here today. So maybe signs of peace between Qatar and Saudi Arabia in the process. Half hour in, an hour left to go. Messi, 1 goal to his name, the only goal of the match. Mbappe can't turn the ball around, and the Korean defender wins this battle.
Yeah, Jan, such a good job in slowly recognizing how to shut down this very effective front line of PSG. Tighter, harder in the tackle now, bodies on players, and good numbers around the ball. So there can't be any under or overloads.
Whistle on the far flank, and it's going to be a free kick. Or actually, the ball just rolling away.
Yeah, but initially Ramos stepping in, Phil, and getting a piece of Marega, who's caused some problems. But centre-back pairing, Pity Martinez again with the left footer on the ball. Third set piece, 2 of them poorly executed, Phil. You want to find Ronaldo and the big boys in the 18-yard box.
Ronaldo against Hakimi. Makes the run and a hit with Keylor Navas. The ball sends through. It looks like they've called a penalty against the PSG keeper, but they both come up with a daze. Now, is it a foul in the first place? And if so, Thomas, who's the instigator here?
Well, first, Pity Martinez's ball is absolutely drilling between 12 and 6. And there you see Ronaldo, eyes on the ball. And yes, that is a penalty because Navas does not get anything of that ball and gets Ronaldo's head with some force. Both fist and elbow come through. That's the correct call, regardless of the fact that the PSG players don't particularly care for that, but it is a penalty. And we hope that Ronaldo can continue to play after this. There's the fist, forearm. Navas making no contact with the ball whatsoever. Place the player, that's a 100% penalty.
Maybe a little bit of blood they're checking for. And a chance to tie things up as half halftime approaches.
Also, under the circumstances, Phil, you never know how these things play out, but for Messi to score early and for Ronaldo to be able to put his team back in his game, that's what all the fans throughout the world wished for and might get.
Well, he's made a living from the penalty spot, some might say. But then again, Keylor Navas has made a name for himself denying from 12 paces. So the two former teammates 12 steps away. Ronaldo high into the back corner, and we're tied at 1.
Only imagine the amount of pressure on the Portuguese international, and his strong mindset, Phil, allows him to equal Messi in his first half. Goal each under great duress and pressure. He finishes that with strength and power and precision. No chance for Keylor Navas. Shoelaces half inside of the shoe, which means that he's choosing direction over power, but enough to get it past Navas. 1-1. Messi and Ronaldo on the score sheet.
Looking for a go-ahead goal. Some pressure here from the hosts, and PSG trying to work their way out of it.
The atmosphere is deafening, Phil.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's a whole new 11 for the Riyadh side. As you mentioned at the start, there are an equal number of players from both teams. I thought that David Ospina might start this one, but he could be available on the bench. Nice tackle by Saud Abdul Hamid. Back for Alouais. Navas giving chase.
Yeah, you talked about changes for the home side, Phil. You like to think that Cristiano Galtier also would love to look at some players. Can Kimpembe get a few minutes coming back from a injury? Oh.
Mbappe to the goal line. Blocked and then deflected back. Did Alouais keep it in? And the answer is yes. Off Abdullahi and Luis Gustavo.
Yeah, you're talking about the left side. If you add Mendes, who's not starting and also coming back from an injury, and Mbappe on the left side, there's a lot of firepower and pace. But Gaultier can even add towards that. And how do you protect your superstars as well? I'm sure that Gaultier will not play all of these guys 90 minutes. Coutinho also available.
As Martinez, the 29-year-old, now looking to pounce. Soler, dangerous ball across. And Hilal down quickly.
Yeah, Soler really more advanced of that midfield triangle. Fabian and Sanchez getting in that pocket on the right side, Phil, quite often. Smart running without the ball, giving Messi the opportunity just before the half. See the curl bowling over short.
Smart by Gallardo. 3 of that back 4, all on the Al Hilal side. Only Sultan Al Ghanam from Al Nassr. They'll probably flip that script in the second half. Nowhere on the field, I mean, you can talk about chemistry on the front line, but nowhere on the field is it more important than on the back line.
Spot on, Phil.
Messi, near post, smashed away, trying to hold on. Hakimi, 2 takedowns, and will it be a red card? The first takedown, legitimate perhaps, but Bernat deciding to put out a fire with gasoline.
Yeah, I just talked about the second phase attack. PSG done such a good job, Phil, outside the 80-yard box. This time a poor touch by Hakimi allows the Saudi All-Star team to get away, and then, yes, Bernat becomes the last defender. And that shows you that this is not just a friendly and all-star game. Bernat right there is the last defender with a cynical foul.
PT brought down first, but the ball goes to Salem El Dosari, the ex-Villarreal man. So maybe a little Valencia viciousness in this tackle. But a clear breakaway. Last man denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. And that dog bites. 1-1. And for the rest of this one, the Riyadh All-Stars will have a man advantage.
PSG bench not happy, obviously, and quite a few of the PSG players are probably pleading the case that this is a worldwide audience that would love to see 2 good teams go at each other, but the law is the law, Phil. Messi realizing that this is a red card and right decision being made, but Hakimi's inability to keep that second phase attack alive, Phil. PT Martinez pounces. Hakimi tries to foul initially. They work through that, and then Bernat is really late. But hip check, that's the last defender, means an automatic red card. There you can see it again. And although if you do not whistle right away, the ex-Valencia guy has an opportunity, Phil, after he goes down to get up and maybe go 1v1 against Navas. But the call and the red card. Dolce making the adjustments right now. Either you stay with the 4 or you go to a 3. Looks like Fabian left zone defensively. Hakimi on the right, still Marquinhos and Ramos.
Fabian dropping to cover, which takes 1 man out of the midfield. Soler especially will have to drop a bit deeper. And Messi as well to fill that Soler role. We'll talk about the red card in a moment. Another takedown by Neymar as PT Martinez pays the price. Well, the Saudi stripped, and here comes PSG. It's a 3-man break. Neymar with Soler goes to Mbappe. Cuts back, blasted, deflected, and out for the corner.
Good defensive work by PT Martinez, and although PSG will go to 10 men, they will absorb some pressure, Phil, which actually means that there's more time and space on the counter with Mbappe and Neymar in particular, and Messi pulling the strings.
PSG making about 10 million, if you believe some of the reports for this friendly here today. Help balance the books a bit. Inside! And that one, short-handed, will upend the score. Marquinhos celebrates, but did he get a touch? He did distract Eloise, and PSG's back in front.
We talked about, again, short corners, the ability for them to keep possession when their big boys are forward. Both Ramos and Marquinhos starting positions are in the 18-yard box. Mbappe, touch of offside maybe for Fabian. Ball comes in, not a lot of pressure. Marquinhos does get a nice touch on that one, Phil. Finds the seam, and then really brilliantly
Swan Lake on that one.
Caresses that one far post. And you can see through his body language, he's pulling back. He knows where he wants to go. That's a brilliant touch for a center back.
So the Brazilian celebrates. And even Marcelo Gallardo has to appreciate that one. Well, he served a few balls like that in his career.
No doubt, but normally Marquinhos powerful in the air. This time, a soft touch for a center back.
Gallardo's stint in MLS was a bit prickly. He's always been known as his own man. Knew he had a way to do things the best and didn't want to alter from that.
What he's done with River.
As a manager, he has proven that that way is quite productive.
You look at some of the breakout stars in this World Cup, both former River players.
Hanam over Marega. Dosati flying forward. Of course, leaving River. Martin Di Michelis taking over. And so you wonder whether he'll join Cristiano. Ramon Diaz, the former Peruvian legend, in charge at El Hilal. Now back for Messi. Threads it for Mbappe, and a kick save by Eloise.
It sounds maybe crazy, Phil, but playing with 10 men favors PSG because now they're forced.
Hold on. Explain yourself.
They're forced to defend deep. And then the counter is on.
Neymar. Messi. Neymar. Brought down by Al-Boulahi, but no, says the referee. Again, there is VAR. They'll take a look. Was there enough contact here from the Saudi international?
Great cutback. The left foot continues as well. And I'm telling you,
is he dragging the hook?
More than enough contact, Phil, to make this a red card and penalty. Left foot on the shin and ankle of Neymar. After again, a brilliant combination plays. Initially the counter with Mbappe and Messi. Then regaining of possession, and then the family play, I call it, in tight areas. There's Mbappe streaking. There's Messi coming from deep. There's Neymar trailing. Good save initially, but they keep this alive and allow that Neymar to get inside the 18-yard box and draw, without a doubt, enough contact for PSG to get a penalty.
VAR says, let's take a look at this one. And we've already had the benefit. Abdul Rahman Al Jassim is going to take a look himself.
And he should. Because that's a pretty obvious foul and red card, in my opinion. He's right there as well. And you make the harsh call on Bernat with a red card.
I would agree on the penalty. I'm not sure about the red in the box. With triple penalty.
I'm not calling for a red card. I'm calling for a penalty. He's made a tough decision on Bernat in a potential friendly, according to the law, and this is, according to the law, a penalty as well.
He has seen it. Now, was he reaching for the pocket as well? We'll find out. Back onto the field for this penalty, and going down a man, PSG looks to stretch their lead to 2. Well, it's a Messi game, but Messi says, join the party.
Which is interesting, Phil, because in terms of, they've played, what, 36? This is the 37th game between Messi and Ronaldo. Messi has 22, now 23 goals. Ronaldo 22 as well. If I was Neymar, I'll give it to Messi and say go to 24. But also, Messi, the sharer right now towards Neymar and Mbappe. That's huge, not just now, but also long-term for PSG.
Denied Argentina in the World Cup. What will he do against the Brazilian here? A slow roller! And over goes the Saudi keeper to keep it to a one-goal game.
That's a poorly taken penalty by Neymar. A slow walk-up, trying to force somebody, a goalkeeper, to make a decision, which this case didn't happen.
Getting back Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo with his trademark step over, still maintaining possession.
And a push by Sanchez. By the way, over his career, Mohamed El-Rais has allowed 29 penalties and saved 10. That's right up there with Keylor Navas.
That's a huge percentage of saves by the goalkeeper. This one, you can't even corral, Phil. Poorly taken, but also give him some kudos by not biting and basically reacting to the penalty of Neymar that's so soft that it becomes actually a routine, easy save. And talk about the difference maybe between Messi and Ronaldo early on in their career were free kicks. Messi's gotten better in that area, but to me, Ronaldo's still the GOAT.
Went through a bit of a drought. But when he is on, he can be lethal. But Keylor Navas probably saw more of these than almost any keeper on the planet. Into the wall, off Marquinhos. The rebound trickles through. Poked back, and it will be gathered by the Riyadh Stars.
The Wall did their job, Phil. Very brave as well.
Nice by El Nassr. Whipped inside, glancing header off the post, still loose for Ronaldo, and second tries the charm. A brace for the Portuguese legend in his new hometown.
And we see again one of the best in the world if it comes to aerial battles, Phil. This CR7, this Ronaldo, the ability, the flick in the air, the eyes are open, he wants to go far post, and then the follow-up, he's onside, by the way. Brilliant between two of the best center backs in the world, Marquinhos and Ramos. Ramos cannot clear the rebound, but the header of Ronaldo, that flick header, and then the ability for him to follow and instinctively sniff out the rebound right here after a mistake by Ramos from a tough angle with his left foot, overpowers Navas. Woo!
What a way for this first half to come to a close.
And by the way, they're tied now at 23 goals apiece.
PSG 2, Riyadh 2. Stay with us. Lionel Messi stepping onto the stage. Cristiano Ronaldo there to greet him. How appropriate. PSG against the Riyadh All-Stars, and it didn't take long for Messi to show some magic.
The brilliance of not only Messi, but in particular Neymar, and his ball from Mbappe opens up, sees the run, bends the ball away from both goalkeeper and center back. Messi finds that depth, but Ronaldo responds, goes where it hurts, Phil. Navas gets a piece of him, not the ball. Correct call. Penalty.
Normally the goalkeeper getting the benefit of the doubt, but it was the goalkeeper initiating the contact, and Cristiano will not make a mistake from there.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't. Picks his spot, power, precision. No chance for Navas.
Another chance here. 2 collisions. The second one denying the opportunity. Friendly, normally that's still a yellow, but the referee thought this one was clear enough.
And it certainly was clear enough, Phil. Red card to burn up, but that makes PSG sometimes even more dangerous. What a good ball in by Mbappe. The big boys, Ramos, Marquinhos stay high, and the Marquinhos delicate touch as a center back to steer that one far post. Whew. Yeah, you got to be Brazilian to do that.
And here, well, Neymar flashing his wings a bit. Penalty, says VAR. Referee agrees, overturning his initial decision. And Neymar to the spot. A chance to stretch the lead shorthanded.
And that's just a poorly executed penalty kick by a guy, by the way, Phil, that has saved how many? 10 out of 27, I think you said. That's a high percentage.
Another chance here, and it's Saud Abdulhamid. Denied first. Ronaldo almost gave up, but then he wouldn't be Ronaldo.
Yeah, we talked about the delicate, brilliant touch of Marquinhos in that second goal. The flick, brilliant header by Ronaldo to go far post, and a follow-up after his former teammate Ramos makes a mess of this.
The legends living up.